chilling with her hair tied.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a different type of video. I'm going to be doing a story time. I hope you guys enjoy. If you didn't know, this is my third video on my channel. Also, if you guys enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up and comment down below if you like this setup. I kind of just want to know if you guys like this backdrop because I'm just trying to try new things. So let's get started. So basically this story time is going to be about DIGI Tour. I went to DIGI Tour Sacramento on December 18th. It was the best night ever. So basically it all started, I was waiting in line for VIP and I made two new friends, Jasper and Marta, and I'll link Marta's channel down below. You guys should go check it out. She's super good at doing YouTube videos, so yes. But anyway, so I met up with my friend Ryan as well, and we all kind of just were hanging out, and we waited in line for about an hour. It was really cold outside, like so cold. So we got to the front of the line and they were letting 30 people in at a time. Finally it was our turn and I got in and we were just waiting to get up to meet them, and I was so excited. So I get up to the front of the line and they told me that I wasn't allowed to have autographs, which I was so bummed out. I kid you not, the time flew by. Like, I barely had any words to say to them, which was such a bummer. But the lineup started with Weston, so I met him, and I'll insert a picture somewhere around here as I'm talking. But he was super nice, and he had star glasses on. It was so funny, these plastic ones. But I was just so happy to meet him, and I knew who he was, but I didn't have, like, I'm not, like, super obsessed with him like I am with Mark and Jacob. So I met Weston, and then I saw Mark, and I was like, oh, okay, gotta not cry. Because I swore to myself I would not cry for the pictures, because if my pictures turned out bad, that would have been, like, a waste of all my money. I mean, I still would have met them, but the memory would have been kind of bad because of the pictures. So I got up to Mark, and he was next after Weston. He was super nice and so sweet. I loved it. I was like, oh my gosh. He kissed me on the cheek like the very last second, and my phone had already been switched over to the next person who I was going to meet, so I didn't get it on picture, which was such a bummer. But I'll insert a picture here somewhere of me and Mark. So then I got up to Blake, I think, and he was like, oh my gosh, your hair is so pretty, and I was like, fangirling so much. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. We took our picture, and I'll insert that here as I'm talking a little bit about it. And he was super nice. He's really tall, and his picture, it was kind of funny because the only like picture he was actually smiling was when my eyes were closed, and then when I finally opened my eyes, making some weird face. So but the pictures turned out so cute, so yeah. The next person I met was Nathan, and he was super nice, and so sweet. Like, he was just super nice. And I don't really know a lot about Nathan, but I know he's really nice, and yeah. So the next person was Ariel, and I was freaking out because the people I came to see was Weston, Mark, Ariel. So I got up to her, and by that time, everything, it hit me that I just met Mark, and super overwhelming. And my pictures for that didn't turn out the best, but they're still kind of cute. So the last person I met was Sophia Cameron, and I don't really know who she is, like, at all, but it was still cool to meet her, and she was very tall. After we were done with the meet and greet, we got our lanyards, and this is what our lanyards look like. Don't know if you can see that or not. It says DIGI Tour Winter VIP, and it just says that on both sides. So they handed us that, they put it around our neck, and then the merchandise table was like right against the wall as you were walking out, so I decided I wanted to buy a shirt, and I bought two shirts. This is my first Mark shirt, or no, this was the second one I got, but I got the tie-dye one, the other one that's like really colorful, and I started talking to this girl, and I started ranting to her. It was so funny because I wanted to be on Mark's Snapchat story so bad, and we were gonna take a picture, and like he accidentally X'd out of it, so I wasn't able to get in it, which was a big bummer. So I was like, oh my gosh, I really wanted to take a picture with him, and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And so then I bought my shirt, and we were just kind of talking still before. And so I bought the shirt, and I went back out to go wait for the general admission for the show. So as we're waiting, about 15 minutes in, I had to use the restroom. So me and my friend Marta, we went up, and he was only letting one in at a time, and it was so annoying. But we eventually got in, and after I went to the bathroom, I wanted to buy this shirt, and I started talking to that lady again, and we had like a 45-minute conversation. Like, I kid you not, guys. It was pretty fun to talk to her. And she actually got my Musical.ly, and she followed me, and then I didn't realize who she was until she followed me. She was Mark's mom, actually. Like, yes, the Mark Thomas's mom. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm talking to a celebrity's mom. Like, oh my gosh. So I got a selfie with her somewhere in here. I will put the picture. And I also got a picture with Ariels' dad. So after I bought the shirt, I went back out, and then we finally got in for the show. Everyone was pushing. It was terrible as we got in because the venue was so small. And I got pushed in the middle of everyone, and I couldn't see anything. I was also getting super claustrophobic. So I got around to this corner where all these fans were blowing, and I got some fresh air. And I just kind of stood there the whole time. There was a door next to where the tour buses were right out there, so the famous people would come in through there. And so I got to see Ariel, like, one time. I was super close to her, and I was, like, freaking out. So I just kind of stood there the whole show. And near the end, apparently, let me get this right. So the tour manager had a girlfriend, and the girlfriend's sister got to bring a few of her friends with her. So they had already been hanging out with them all day, like the famous people. So they got to go on stage, but then I was just standing there, and I was the only fan in the crowd that actually got to go on stage. And I'll put a picture of me. It's kind of blurry. I got to go on stage. She was like, do you want to go on stage? And I was like, are you kidding me? Yeah. So I got to go on stage, and Mark was, like, up there, and they were playing Truth or Dare, so I got to watch Mark talk about his first kiss, and I'll insert the video at the end, so stay tuned for that. But he was talking about his first kiss or something like that. It was so funny, but it was just, at the end, he smiles, and I was like, oh, he smiled at me. But it was just so, like, amazing, and one moment, like, I was down on the floor, and then 1 minute I was on the stage, and I got separated from my friends, so they were like, you're on stage, like, what the heck? So after that, the show was kind of a blur, and I decided to kind of hang out for my mom, because my friend Ryan's mom stayed with us for the whole time, but Ryan was VIP+, so I had to just kind of stay there the whole time until my parents got there. And then I was talking to the tour manager, so I was waiting inside, and they were saying everyone needed to get out unless you were VIP+. So the tour manager comes up to me, and he's like, you were such a sweetie tonight. I loved how nice you were, and some of the fans can be really rude and disrespectful, but you were just so sweet. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. And he goes, as a matter of fact, do you want to hang out for the after show? I started crying so hard. Like, I was freaking out. Like, I still can't believe to this day that I got to hang out with them after. So I got to hang out with them after, and Weston hacked my Snapchat. I'll put that in the end as well. And I got some selfies with them, which I'll put, like, either at the end or right now. We'll just see. You'll have to wait and see. But I got their signatures. So the first one says, I love you, from Ariel. The second one is Nathan Triska. Weston decided to draw a duck, so there's Weston's lovely masterpiece. In my description box, be sure to go follow all of them. I will link all of their channels below. They are just such amazing people, and they're so positive, and they're really good influences. The last signature I got was Sophia Cameron's. I wasn't able to get Mark. He was so tired, you could tell, and I just didn't want to bug him anymore. So after that, my parents picked me up, and I went home, and I was freaking out, and it was just great. But the next day, I tweeted about my experience, and I said, at DIGI Tour, I had such a great time, and blah, 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 blah. And they retweeted my tweet, and I was freaking out. I was like, DIGI Tour just retweeted my tweet, and I got a lot of likes on it, because normally I get, like, no likes on Twitter. But I actually got, like, a bunch of likes on it. So that's to wrap up my story time. That's about the end of everything. And Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and comment if you like the background.
One day I was kind of at Nathan's house.
You were
Your house.
Wait, you were at
Nathan's house. You're at
Jordan Jones?
Ew. No, but really, one day I was kind of bored, and my mom, she kind of just kissed me on the forehead.
Oh, I'm a dog. Wait, whoa. Okay, never mind.